Okay, welcome everybody. My name's Anthony Gillespie, as you probably already know, and this is Michelle Leverzedge. I just wanted to do a DVD this month to tell you the story about Michelle. A lot of you have seen her image plastered all around the place, and there's going to be more of it. The reason being is that the story of Michelle's progress has been a fantastic one. So I thought it'd be great to bring Michelle in and have a chat about the journey that she's had on her way to achieving some amazing stuff. For those of you who don't know, Michelle's lost over 50 kilos. I would have thought it was 55 plus, but it's around 52, is it?
Yeah.
52 kilos. Yes, you did hear that correct. She's also lost over 40 centimeters, or close to 40 centimeters off the hips alone. So when you hear success stories, you'll hear people who have lost 50 centimeters, 60 centimeters. Michelle's lost 40 centimeters off the hips. She's also improved her body fat percentage from over 50% to around 25%, which is just an amazing result. She has literally doubled her cardiovascular fitness. So she is one of our stars, and I thought it was important that we brought her in and had a chat, because it's been a great journey for her, and obviously we're very proud of her. So I just want to start with the first question, Michelle. Obviously it's been a long journey. What was the first thing the trigger for you to actually start exercising? What made you say, I think I can do this now?
I have a couple of triggers. One is that heart disease is in the family history, so if I continued on doing what I was doing, it wasn't going to be long before I would have been diagnosed with some form of heart disease. And the second trigger is I actually changed jobs, and I worked in an office where people were very healthy and very fit, so for once I didn't want to be the only one who was the unhealthy one. So with that in mind, basically it was my choice to change, so that's why I decided maybe to come and change for me. I had to do the change.
Okay. Had you tried before? Had you tried to get things moving before?
I had indeed. I joined the gym, so it was like many of us in the past, and you go for about 6 weeks and then you get tired or something happens and you just don't go back and there's no follow-up. So for me, that whilst I've tried that many times before, it didn't work for me, so I needed to do something different.
Okay.
As I say, if you don't keep doing something that doesn't work for you, so...
It's the definition of insanity, they say.
Yeah.
You're doing the same thing, expecting a different result.
So, yeah.
The biggest challenge for you, I know when you first started, we had a chat, and I'd said to you that, I think you're going to have to almost get obsessed with this.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I think you've sort of taken that ball and run with it pretty well. But in the beginning, there was some serious things that were making it hard for you to do the exercise. And did you want to tell everybody who's listening what they were? Because unless that was identified and dealt with, I don't think you were going anywhere with it.
I guess a couple of challenges were that I had an old ankle injury,
yeah.
And that's the reason why I put on the weight, because I had limited mobility within the ankle on there, and that was that. And obviously diet as well, and also being probably overweight to physically turn up and do an exercise is the hardest thing.
Absolutely. And just to try and, I guess, put a bit of a plug in for our process, when somebody starts with us, we think it's important to identify the area of highest need. And for Michelle, not being able to absorb nutrients was the starting point, because if you have no energy getting into your body, you have no energy to be able to exercise. And to have an injury that prevents you from walking, which is one of the most basic moves that we do, you're sure going to feel like, how do I get past this? How do I start? So we referred you out to see two people that we use, Anthony Power from Power Nutrition, and also Mary Ann Litchfield, a very talented physiotherapist. And I think they were fairly key in making the start smooth.
For me it was, because with Mary Ann, she was able to work out what we could do with my ankle and not to push it too hard that it caused more pain, and then I would have to stop and so forth. And if an exercise didn't work for us, then me, then we can consult with her and she could actually come up with another variation for us to help do it. So from that, and with Anthony, it was his suspicion that he expected that I had a gluten intolerance.
Yeah.
So we did medical testing and it was proven that I had celiac disease, which was the reason why I couldn't absorb the nutrients.
Yeah. And I guess the good thing about your attitude was that you didn't let any of that sort of stuff hold you back. In fact, you started the process without having all those results come through, particularly with the gluten intolerance. And you know, we knew what we had to do, so there was nothing holding you back. There was no excuses at that point. So I guess that's a really good lesson, is that you can begin. You need to identify what the main stumbling blocks are going to be, and then deal with them and keep moving in the right direction. So just to explain to everybody as well, you know, people will be sitting at home going, you know, 52 kilos. That's a lot. That's another person. When you first started, you know, obviously there are people that are thinking about starting and thinking, well, how do I begin? What can I do? If you're very overweight, obviously you're limited in the activities you can do. Did you want to explain how you started and what you've come to?
When I started with you guys, I did 2 half-hour personal training sessions a week, which I initially thought wasn't going to be that much, but trust me, half an hour was enough. And I then could only really handle probably a couple of walks. I had a cross trainer at home, and the max I could probably do at the beginning was like 10-15 minutes before I had to really get off the machine. But now it's well, I do a minimum of an hour's exercise every day. Walking doesn't do it for me anymore, so it's kind of off the list. So it's a lot of, I do 3 weight sessions a week. I do a bike session, plus I do a couple of cardios, and probably just over a year ago, I bought my first bike since I was at high school.
Yeah.
And I remember being proud moment of, I did 10 Ks, and now it's a minimum of 50 Ks on the bike ride. So.
Wow. That's like such an amazing place to have got to from where you started. And it's probably not something you could have imagined was possible when you first started.
No, like when you hear 50 Ks on a bike, you sort of think, oh man. But it doesn't take that long, and it's quite enjoyable. So
yeah,
it's
part of your life now. Yeah, and that's one of the things when I talk to people about starting, they say, well, how much exercise is enough? And I guess it comes down to whatever it takes to get the result you're after. And I think that it's important to know that, you know, our bodies have been designed to move, and if you view somebody who does an hour exercise a day as a fitness fanatic, then I think you've lost touch with the fact that there is a joy in movement, and we're actually designed to move. Our society and our jobs are conspiring to stop us from moving. But one of the great things I really like about your journey is that you've got fit in the gym, but you've taken it outside of the gym to do other things, and that's what it's all about as far as we're concerned, is to be able to transfer the fitness that you get in a gym environment to doing things that are fun outside, which is what it's all about. I mean, you know, being fit in a gym is fine, but who wants to stay in a gym? I say that as we sit in our training studio, but there are some necessary evils to get to the result you're after. So the next question I have for you, don't want to be too long with this, but you know, it's been a great journey, and it's worth documenting. I want to remind you of that again. What has been one of your bigger frustrations in going from where you started to where you are now?
Obviously the scale is not moving as fast as what I want them to.
Of course.
Yeah, it's no biggest loser competition, but it's, you know, it's the best way. Yeah. That's probably one of that, and also managing the gluten-free diet with enough nutrition to get the energy to do what I want to do.
Yes. Yeah.
There's been some moments where I've been absolutely shattered.
Yeah.
Couldn't drag myself out of bed, but I kept doing it. So,
yeah.
And getting frustrated.
Okay. Because that balance of taking enough energy to do the exercise, but not so much that you're you're putting on weight still is definitely something that requires a lot of thought and a lot of effort. And you mentioned the determination. Determination is a critical factor. And when I said about getting obsessed, I was only half joking. That determination, and obviously we want to be able to turn you off when you get close to where you need to be. But we mentioned the scales, and the scales are one way to measure, and it is a good way to measure progress to a point. Lately we've been using skin folds as a way to measure, trying different things to show you that it's not all about the scales. It's certainly the scales tell you a certain part of the picture. You've made good progress on the skin folds as well. We just want to get you to be relaxed with that, and in terms of transition from measuring all the time, we're trying to get to that I guess sustainable change where you're not totally obsessed with numbers. Michelle's been very good with numbers, which is what I was trying to get at.
I'm a numbers girl, but
and
that
has helped. that numbers focus has helped a lot. And just lastly, Michelle, the future for you. Like you're cycling a lot, and it's obviously something you really enjoy. You did, it was 180 kilometres, wasn't it?
No, it was the 100K.
The 100Ks, and you want to do the 180 this year, is that right?
Yeah, I've missed it this year, so it's going to be next year.
Okay, but that doesn't hold too much fear for you?
No, I think it will be a good challenge. I think, doing the 100Ks was frightening enough, but we got through it, and better than what we thought we could do, so, now time to put another challenge out there. Build it up.
Yeah, okay. And I guess last thing is, the biggest sense of satisfaction or the biggest joy, what have you enjoyed most about what you've done?
Well, I've learned so much about myself. It's the confidence, it's built my confidence, and most importantly, I'm believing in myself. I can do things, and I'm not afraid to try things. Like we had a team building day, and we had to go paddleboarding, and work in an environment that's mainly males who are very competitive. I managed to hold my own, which is nice.
Very satisfying. Beat up those guys.
So, whereas previously I wouldn't have been given that a go, whereas I was actually really excited when I found out that's what we were going to be doing. I was really excited. And the other main joy would be shopping, clothes shopping. I love it. The old bank balance doesn't, but I love it.
Just to confirm your femininity, shopping is much more enjoyable now.
Oh yeah.
And I'm glad we've been able to contribute to that. I just want to thank you as well for your time today, and for people who are watching, we really hope that you get some inspiration from this story, and that it is possible to make serious change and to change your life. And if you've seen Michelle's image around the place, you'll see that it was about changing your life, wasn't it?
It was,
and
indeed.
you successfully done that, and we're glad that we've had you on board.
Oh, well, it's been great. Been the best journey for me, and I have to say that without you and James and your attitude and friendliness, when you're overweight, the last thing you want to do is face somebody, and it's very scary coming into the gym and having to be worked hard, but you guys handled it, and you made it easy for me to turn up every time.
Well, that's really nice to hear. That wasn't rehearsed, by the way. No, I know it's straight off the cuff. But thanks very much for your time, everybody.
Thank you.